Nathaniel Howell wanted creative freedom. He worked for a small company, which does give you more freedom. Then he was freelancing in Hollywood, which gives more personal agency over your time, but still doesn't give you total artistic freedom. Still, it lets you do your trial and error and market research on someone else's dime. Still have to admire him if he did well enough to cover the high cost of living in Los Angeles working as a freelancer. And he graduated in '97, and Full Sail didn't have an entrepreneurship degree at that time. I guess enough other students think like me, so now Full Sail made an entrepreneur degree. Like Mark Echo said in this week's lecture video, you have to know production before you hire someone else to do it, or else you will be a very wasteful business owner. Well, the good thing they say about hiring Full Sail animation grads is that you can plug us anywhere on the production pipeline and we get up to speed real quick. If I make my Christian cartoon company, I've got a good idea of what can be done quickly, practically, and clean in a cartoon. Jason Whitmore sounds a lot like me, but wants to do all these things and has a business card a mile long. Unlike me, he is running a freelance business, which he had never planned to be a business owner. He sustainably employs about 75 people, which is my ambition, but I have always planned to start a company from the moment I decided to go to college. Mine is not going to be a freelance for hire business. Mine is going to mass produce binge-watchable B-rated Christian cartoons for streaming services and DVD for domestic and international distribution. You'd be surprised, millions of international customers still use DVD. Like Jason Whitmore, my portfolio upon graduation was not up to par because Full Sail expects you to get a job right out of college and fine-tune your portfolio over the first couple of jobs and eventually move up the creative corporate ladder. Now I am making, rigging, and texturing my 9 original characters for production. I have 12 to 18 months left with the software to have my pilot episode production ready by graduation. The ticking clock of graduation and the student loans just make me more professional with a schedule now. I will have a startup ready to launch when I graduate, or I will not graduate according to this program. I'm moving very fast. I am making my minimal viable product like the Lean Startup says. I'm literally modeling my board game pieces while I'm listening to these interviews and cooking burger and fries for my daughter because it's almost bedtime. Earlier, I was underlining notes in my The Lean Startup book while listening to these interviews and waiting in my school bus at work for my next run. They're saying things that every adult knows, like Nathan Howell said, if you start undercutting your prices below what's sustainable, then you're really putting your peers out of work in the industry with unrealistic expectations. And then Jason Whitmore says, you have to spend less money than you make. And someone brought up cheap render versus top shelf render. Maybe if I wasn't already middle-aged, this would be new or more informative. Everybody is talking about servant leadership and serving each other in the company, and not making it about job titles, but serving each other and serving the consumer. It sounds a lot like the way we do things at church. Kim Alpert is talking about finding the words to tell somebody your vision. That is my goal by making a production Bible. Kim Alpert said you need to learn how to outsource services such as accounting or legal paperwork. I'm waiting for the class we get about entertainment law in this program. I have heard that Full Sail has a bar-certified entertainment lawyer as one of the professors. I hope that is who is teaching the class. I have done my best Googling to make contract for artists and musicians to either work for hire or sync their song to my cartoon for YouTube and TikTok. I was told not to do this. I was told to just do as much of the work that I can for myself, because if I am successful, then lawyers will want to help somebody sue me using any excuse when I have money. I want to work with emerging or ambitious artists. I just don't want to do all this work to have some vulture take this from my family after I build it. So I hope this program tells us how to work with other people safely. I'm keeping that Rick Fear quote, "Fear is your enemy, but fear is imaginary." Mostly. Tim Neller nailed it when he said, you are going to have tons of failure. If none of them are company killers, then that becomes what is called success.